Finally, Pokemon is doing something totally new, totally different, and wrong one. As I was saying, totally new, totally different, and totally amazing. If you guys are hardcore Pokemon fans like ourselves, you may be experiencing some similar feelings to us. Boredom isn't necessarily the right word, as Sword and Shield were arguably the best Pokemon games of all time when they came out. But we felt a little burnt out. The classic formula, while fantastic, just started to get a little old, you know?
That's for sure. Don't get us wrong, we love all of the games, but the complete reinvention of what makes a Pokemon game with the release of Legends Arceus was such a breath of the wilds. Nope, breath of fresh air. Gone are the gym battles, the Elite Four, linear storylines, and less evil, more kind of annoying bad guys, in favour of vast open areas, crafting elements, and a landscape filled with curious Pokemon that have never felt more alive.
Don't forget to throw a Pokeball at that subscribe button down there and hit the bell so you can catch them all. And make sure you stick around to the end of the video to find out why Pokemon Legends Arceus is its franchise's Breath of the Wilds moment.
Legends Arceus is an action-adventure RPG with an emphasis on stealth, collecting, and exploring. Instead of making your way through a linear set of routes filled with random encounters, you'll find yourself sneaking up on and observing wild Pokemon David Attenborough style. For the first time, we felt like we were actually Pokemon trainers, catching critters exactly like we would if this fantasy world was real.
The game starts off with you, the protagonist, talking to Arceus, the creator Pokemon, essentially God, before it drops you through a wormhole into the land of Hisui. This region is actually Sinnoh, the setting for these games, but in the distant past. This whole situation of falling out of the sky into an ancient time instantly made us feel like we didn't belong and really added to the mystery that is the story here.
The people inhabiting this region are definitely unfamiliar with Pokemon. Here they're creatures to be feared and treated with the utmost respect. The idea of trainers battling for fun and even living alongside the little monsters hasn't been established yet. Even technology like Pokeballs and potions are in their infancy. Fairly soon you'll find yourself recruited by the Galaxy Survey Corps, working to build the world's first encyclopedia for Pokemon, the Pokédex.
We're not entirely sure what period of Japanese history Hisui is based on, but it's definitely one of colonization. As soon as you arrive, you are recruited by the local professor who is from a faraway land, and it soon becomes apparent that none of the people from his settlement are natives. We gave them all British accents to accentuate this.
Benny, old chum. He is English, old chum.
That's
Benny,
so
old
English.
chum, do you use your potato mochi, if you please?
This theme of colonialism and the Galaxy tribes struggles to fit in with and keep the locals happy leads brilliantly into Legends' first big win. This game is far more mature than any Pokemon game that's come before it, both in themes and difficulty.
So my favourite line is right near the beginning, just after everyone decides that you look about 15. The commanding officer recruits you and says something along the lines of, "If you don't pull your own weight, we'll leave you to die." Death is a subject Game Freak has played with in the past, but no one has ever straight up threatened you with it. I loved it.
We wouldn't necessarily say that Arceus is hard, it's definitely no Souls game. But for a long time, Pokemon games have been criticised for being too easy and childish. In this game though, the threat of death really is present. You can take damage as the player this time, both from wild Pokemon attacks and the environment. It's not just your Pokemon that can black out.
This really drives home the feeling that you are a Pokemon trainer in Hisui. In past games, we couldn't help but feel like we were playing as the Pokemon in our team rather than as the protagonist. This realism, if you will, helps make Legends the most challenging Pokemon game yet. Finally, the Pokemon Company is trying to grow with its audience. So many of us are seasoned veterans now in their 20s and 30s, and we really needed this game.
Unfortunately, the trailers for this game made all of us hope that it was actually going to be open world. Alas, that is definitely not true. We would call it an open area game instead. There's a hub village, Jubilife, and from there you head off to a number of different biomes that are not connected and do have loading screens in between. But don't get us wrong, this is a huge step in the right direction.
These biomes are definitely large enough to be considered open and are designed to reward exploration. We have found ourselves getting lost in them for hours, just searching for new items and species. Goodbye random encounters and hello actively looking for cool new monsters. Or actively avoiding said monsters and not being forced to fight everyone you accidentally run into.
We've heard a few people say that they feel like these open areas are lacking in terms of environment and feel cold and empty, but we don't agree. While I kind of see where people are coming from in terms of them not looking like Pokemon Snap scenery, where you're literally confined to a rail and can't actually explore those areas, I still think that they're beautiful and full of things to do and find.
There may be a bit of empty ground here and there, but these spaces are necessary to move around and articulate the capture of Pokemon. Going in guns blazing and battling every Pokemon you see is definitely not the answer here. Stealth is a necessary and fun part of the experience. And this is coming from a guy who's not all that into stealth.
In order to catch a new Pokemon, your best bet is to sneak up behind one, preferably under the cover of some tall grass, and throw a Pokeball at their back without them having seen you. You are able to throw berries to distract them with food.
Oh, there he is. A wild noob. Isn't he beautiful? Majestic. Alright, got his favourite snack here. Sausage. Let's try catch him.
Or rotten fruit and mud to stun them. Oh. These both help you sneak up on them and increase your likelihood of catching them.
These situations here create the main gameplay loop and play on Legends' biggest mechanic, throwing. Literally the whole game revolves around you throwing random stuff at Pokemon, which is honestly a lot more fun than I feel like I'm making it out to be. Boss fights consist of you mashing up that Pokemon's favorite food into projectiles and yeeting it at them in order to calm them down.
That's how I caught Tom. I just threw ice cream at him until he agreed to go on a date with me.
It was some good ice cream too.
Don't fret everyone, turn-based battles are still here. You just have to throw another Pokemon instead of a Pokeball or a leaf. Game Freak has changed up the battle system just enough to feel fresh and new, but also familiar to longtime fans. For starters, your human character is actually on screen and can be controlled during these sequences. This doesn't actually do much, but it just makes it that little bit more immersive.
Secondly, the devs have added a thing called Move Mastery. So once you've gained enough experience with a certain attack, you can change its style, or the way it's executed. Agile style lowers the move's power, but basically turns it into a quick attack, giving you a chance to take another turn straight after. Strong style, on the other hand, does the opposite, increasing your move's power, but dropping your next turn way down the list.
These styles mean that the old ways of his turn, my turn, his turn, my turn are gone. There is now the opportunity to make 2 turns in a row or not be able to take one for an extended period of time, giving the tried and true turn-based battle system a much welcome sense of variety.
The battle system isn't the only aspect of Pokémon Legends that has had some much needed variety. We are very happy to report that Pokémon finally has side quests. Better late than never, old chap.
These side quests do a fantastic job of filling out the game. They inspire you to go exploring in search of a lost soul or a specific item, or to catch multiples of the same Pokemon in the hopes that you'll find a big Weasel.
Your Weasel's bigger?
Yeah, apparently. I know.
Nice.
I have to give him away though. Look, there you go.
Yours is heaps bigger. I
Yeah.
knew he had a tiny Weasel. What the hell's wrong with that?
Little weasel.
They also inspire you to catch all the Pokemon on the off chance you'll need it later. Completing the Pokédex has never taken this much of a front seat in a Pokemon game, and this is blisteringly obvious by the amount of Mons we've already caught compared to the mainline entries.
My favourite type of side quest, and dare I say my favourite new mechanic, is crafting. It is no secret that I'm a big fan of the old craft, and making Pokeballs out of apricorns and stones is no exception. This is so much more rewarding than simply going into a Pokemart and buying 99 potions at a time. You have to actively be on the lookout for ingredients you need to ensure you don't run out of a certain resource. This makes you so much more appreciative of your balls and also adds to the realism of the experience.
So I guess it's time we address the elephant in the room, because Pokémon Legends Arceus is not without its flaws. These all lie exclusively within its graphic fidelity. Assets seem to drop in and out whenever they feel like it, which can be quite jarring at times. And on the odd occasion, there'll be a Pokemon running around at approximately 3 frames per second. Plus, there's this. I mean, what even is that? Where did it come from and why is it there? Should we be scared? Is it a mothership? Will we be probed? Honestly, wish I had the answers for you guys.
Honestly though, all this really proves is that graphics and frame rates aren't the most important thing. The most important thing is that your game is fun. Legends has had overwhelmingly positive reviews online, and it's all anyone can talk about on Twitter at the moment. It seems to be universally loved by everyone despite its flaws, and that says a lot. And I must say, the trees actually look pretty good this time.
Oh, it looks pretty good from far away.
I just saw.
But maybe it's just a butterface. Oh, no, it looks good.
Oh, I mean, it's not a bad looking tree.
It's a nice tree.
Is that an elm tree?
That's a birch.
Birch, that's
a white
the one.
birch.
So despite Pokémon Legends Arceus not being an open world, open-ended adventure, it is definitely its franchise's Breath of the Wild moment. Just let us explain. We 100% agree that it plays absolutely nothing like the Zelda title, but it has done for Pokémon what Breath of the Wild did for The Legend of Zelda.
It has completely changed the formula and reinvented what it means to be a Pokemon game. It has brought more depth and more freedom to a franchise that had stuck to a similar idea since time immemorial. We now have a new, beautiful concept, and we are already super excited to see where it goes next.
We also both have a new favourite Pokemon game, and the Switch has a new staple. We love you, Pokemon Legends, and we really hope you're not just a one-off.
So we recommend that you go out and buy Legends Arceus ASAP, but let us know in the comments below if you actually plan to or not. You can also check out the rest of our playthrough at twitch.tv/somekindofgaming.
I'm Tom, and this is Laura, and we will be the very best, like no one ever was.